My brothers, happy, what is it, middle of the week. About to hit a workout, but before my workout, I wanted to come and sit and talk to y'all for a minute. I've been frustrated as hell here recently. I think the best way to get it off, share it with my brothers. You know what I'm saying? Before we get started, of course, like, share, subscribe. TRANSMEN and their word, FTM men, your word is your bond. And a lot of you really don't get that at this point. So that's what this is going to be about. How your word and whether or not you keep it on the smallest things will let people know how to deal with you on the larger scale, or whether or not they want to deal with you at all. See, you get used to complaining and people giving you that sob story that, oh man, that's horrible. You get so used to it that it becomes like a broken record. That's your automatic response, instead of taking accountability for the fact that you can't step up to the plate for whatever it is, or saying, I can't do it, or not stepping up and volunteering or signing up for something that you're not ready to execute. Execution meaning the entire process, whatever that means. Because once you commit, you're in. I remember when I was 14, I asked my parents, I was like, I want to get a job because I wanted my own phone in my room. I was headed to high school, and my friends had a phone in their room. Back then, that was the thing, to have your own little rotary phone, or actually, this was the time with the phone where you could see through it, and when it rang, everything would light up. You could see all the parts on the inside. That came out. And I remember I wanted that phone. J's were coming out, but they were $50. Same Jordans, $50, were coming out. I wanted some of them. Kind of wanted to do my own thing with my fits moving forward. So my parents were like, all right, cool. So Little Caesars, Little Caesars, they were hiring for a phone person. My parents said, all right, we'll think about it. We'll get back to you. My parents came back to me, drew up a contract. I had to work the job for a year. No matter what, had to get my homework done. Grades couldn't slip because I was a straight A student. Yes, indeed. No matter what. Sports, played them too. No matter what time I got home from a game, dishes had to be got home from work, dishes had to be done. Couldn't slip on the things that I had around the house because I had chores around the house throughout the week. Plus, I'm the oldest by like 10, 11 years. So I was taking care of my brother and sister. My parents worked full time. So, yeah, Gen X, we really had shit to do. There were no cell phones, no iPhones, none of that. So, damn, signed the contract. I ran into issues. I wanted to quit. There were times where I didn't do the dishes and I got woke up in the middle of the night to go wash them. But I worked it for more than a year. And then the owner of another store, who was their competitor, who knew my dad, came to my dad and was like, I want your kid to work for me. I'll give more money. Your kid's a workhorse. Anyway, and the moral of the story. At 15, I learned what keeping my word was. If we signed up to do something, you couldn't quit. If you signed up for a sport, you signed up for the sport. The only way you could quit was if something happened and it was drastic and you needed to not be on the team. Otherwise, if you committed to it, you had to see it through. My parents didn't care about you crying or any of that. Some of you needed that in your life because seeing things through, if you can't commit to this, you can't commit to this or this. I love it when people say to me, well, I might not have a PhD, because my response is you don't. And you know why? Because when it comes to school, when you get to adulthood and you have a life, master's degrees, specialties, PhDs, that's all on you. It's your money, it's your time, it's your discipline, it's your effort, it's your love of the fucking game that you're in. And if you don't do things this big with tenacity, then you won't do that with tenacity. That's why people that do live that way get irritated as hell by people that don't. But the people that don't always want to be around the people that do live that way. Until you find out that person really is about what they say they're about. In this community, there are two things that happen that some of you really need to get a hold of. Your ego, one, because you shouldn't have one. Because you still navigate your house and all your safe spaces, no matter what you look like. That is not a man. Number two, your word. How you do one thing is how you do everything. And anybody that is real, anybody that's a man, they're going to watch you, they're going to see that, they're going to take it down, and they're going to know from their own. It ain't personal, you bullshitting. You ain't got nothing to prove to nobody but you, or you wouldn't be out here announcing it. Yeah, that kind of shit. And there really is no discussion on this. You know why? Because think about the last time you gave someone an excuse, and it was somebody you'd given an excuse to before, and they just didn't accept it. And you were like, God, why you gotta be like that? I mean, I went through this, and it might have really been an issue. Or think about somebody who you've tried to get close to that's at a higher level, and they backed away and backed away. This is why. Because when it comes time to toe that line and to get it done, that's when I come alive. That's when most people come up out their jeans and run and shit. But doers, oh, that's just when the party getting started, baby. Keep your word, and you will keep some respect. You might not be liked. Fuck that. Who cares? I'd rather be respected.